Hi, Ghosties. I'm Macy.
And I'm Natalie.
And this week we have another Listener Stories episode.
Woo, woo, woo. These are my favorite, and I think a lot of y'all's favorite.
Yes, this week also marks 1 year since we first posted our first video. I think it was like September 26th of 2023. So this week will mark 1 year. And I thought, what better way than to bring all of your stories here?
That's actually going to make me cry. That's crazy.
It is crazy. It's hard to believe.
I've been having a lot of fun.
Me too.
And now there's an audience.
There's a lot of yeah.
It feels very strange. Okay, I'm like
emotional.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It feels like 2 days ago.
When I was writing this down, I was like, no way. And yeah, I'm a little shocked. It really doesn't feel like it's been a year. It's been a lot of fun.
No, and I feel like a totally different person from when we started. And so when I see people's comments from videos from like 9 months ago, I'm like, I don't know who that person is. You're talking about someone that doesn't exist anymore. And it's a very strange feeling.
You're a very strange person.
I'm constantly embarrassed about who I was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you've always been like that, though.
Yes, because I'm constantly evolving, growing. At least that's what I tell myself. Good or bad, don't know. But
growth in some direction.
I'm changing.
So as I said in the last episode, we're still taking all of your stories, preferably by email. And I'm trying to go in order of receipt. That way I don't miss a single email. I want to get to every single one of you. So if you have a story, send it our way. Ghostespod@gmail.com. That's GHOSTEASPOD@gmail.com. Anything from paranormal, aliens, cryptids, the tooth fairy,
anything.
Anything. Without further ado, though, our tea.
It's another one of the ocean tea bag.
Yep.
I don't know if that's the brand name. It's lychee. I'm really excited.
Smells really good.
The bag, cuter than the last,
Phenomenal.
I think. So cute.
Yeah, it was really, really adorable. The little carrot.
Oh, yes.
The little carrot.
Presentation, 10 out of 10.
Let's
try
taste.
it. Let's go. Thoughts?
I'm not a fan. I think this is a first.
This is a first.
You're seeing it live here, folks.
Wednesday. Someone commented, I'm always surprised that Natalie actually likes the tea. And I was about to say, I like this tea.
I'm shocked. I'm very happy and excited that you like it.
Because I usually don't like any of the lighter or fruity teas for some reason.
You like more of a fall taste.
Yes. This is good.
It's okay. It's not bad by any means. I don't think I'd drink it again, though.
I would.
Shocking. It kind of has a floral taste to it. It's a little floral, but it's just not to my liking.
I don't eat lychee. Ryan does, though. He gets cans from like the Asian store, and when he cracks it open, the smell is exactly what this tastes like.
I don't think I've ever had a lychee.
I don't know what they look like, and I think they're pink, right? Or like the shell.
I could not tell you.
Don't know.
I know lychees
they're white,
from,
though.
Animal Crossing.
Yes. That's all I know. That's what it smells, or that's what it tastes like. It tastes just like that smell.
Okay.
And I love it. I think he would love it. I'm tempted to go wake him up and tell him to try this tea. I'll save him a little. Wow. This will never happen again.
This is monumental.
I don't like anything. I'm proud of me.
I'm proud of you. So before we get into it, we have a few announcements today. Again, I'll put timestamps down in the description. So if you don't care, go ahead and skip. We've had a few people ask about merch. And we are working on it. We are trying to get a website up and like link a Shopify and what we've made. We may not be able to get everything because some of the stuff we made was literally from the beginning. Like before we even posted, we had made shirts for ourselves just as like an exciting little thing at a local shop here. So I don't know if we'll be able to get the like colors and the kind of thing that we had first. But something like Natalie's wearing, we'll be able to have. These mugs too.
Oh, the mugs.
It's embroidered.
This is my favorite. It's embroidered, and so it's like nice. It's not gonna peel off.
We're gonna try and see if we can maybe get something from the local shop, maybe have like a one-time drop or something, like with the purple. But otherwise, we'll have something like this, or actually, we'll have this. Our gray t-shirts that have just our logo on it.
Beanies.
We've made little beanies. I'm really excited about that because I love a beanie. And then I think that'll be our first drop, and then we're gonna try and come up with new designs, and Natalie has a good idea for one.
Yeah, and I also want to do blankets, by the way, because it just fits the theme.
Of course.
And I have an idea I want to run by the council because I don't know if it's a good idea or if it sucks. You guys know, I don't know, Macy, insert a picture, this iconic photo of Britney Spears, the Dump Him t-shirt.
Yes.
And it's been recreated, it's been redone a million times. Would y'all wear a shirt that says Ghost Him, but the ghost is like our Ghosties font? If it's stupid, tell me. Nicely. Tell me nicely. Me personally, me, Macy, and Kayla, we're all gonna get one. But would you want one?
Let us know in the comments. But yes, we're working on it. Hopefully by October, fingers crossed, hopefully we'll get it out to you and y'all will be able to order whenever you want and be a part of us.
Yay. Oh, that makes me want to cry.
A perfect announcement for our 1 year.
I know. That's crazy.
Also, if you want to follow us on Instagram, we'll let you know immediately as soon as the website is available. We'll let you know on our story or a post or something. So,
Yeah. We'll probably make a post.
Yeah, that's at Ghosties Pod on Instagram.
And speaking of Instagram, please send your stories to the Gmail because I mostly monitor that inbox and people are freaking me out. Someone sent us a DM the other day and it was kind of short. So I was like, oh, I'll read this one thinking it was just them talking. I was standing in the bathroom taking a break from blow drying my hair because I got hot. She tells me a shower curtain story.
Oh no.
I almost passed out. It was literally that moment where all like the heat drains from your head down to your feet. And I like whipped my shower curtain open. I was like, okay.
Well, send that to me.
I was so mad.
Natalie monitors the Instagram and I monitor the email. So it's better to be sent to me through email.
Yeah. People are scaring me bad.
And not scare Natalie in the middle of her bathroom.
It's scaring me real bad.
Our first story comes from Alicia from the comments. The story about the black shadowy figure reminds me of a story from my childhood. When I was about 10 years old, my cousin came to visit. We were talking about ghosts when she casually mentioned that she gets visited by her guardian angel every night. I can't remember who she said it was, but I know it was a deceased loved one. She said it would always wake her up because the light was so bright and she'd have to cover her eyes to not be blinded by it. I thought this was really interesting and kept an open mind to it while also remaining skeptical. That night, I let her sleep on my bed and made a little nest for myself on the floor. Sometime after I'd fallen asleep, probably closer to the middle of the night, I was woken up by what seemed like someone turning on the lights in my room. Once I opened my eyes, there it was. All I could make out was a large ball of golden light that was the size of my bed. It was either a twin or a full, but I can't remember for sure. So either way,
huge.
Very large. Then I sat up to get a clearer look at what I was seeing. And that's when I saw my cousin with her hands pushed so hard on top of her eyes with her arms over her, elbows in towards the ceiling. In that moment, I pieced together that what I was looking at was exactly what she had explained to me earlier that day. And suddenly, I was overcome with exhaustion and fell asleep instantly. Still to this day, I question whether or not what I saw was real or just an incredibly realistic dream. I lean towards the prior.
Me too.
The shadowy figure in this story y'all read is like the inverse version of the spirit entity that followed my cousin, also a young girl, to different places and made themselves known during sleeping hours. Very strange.
Strange, yes, but for some reason, I feel fine with it.
Oh, I don't think I'm scared. She
No.
didn't seem scared of it either. She was just
Yeah.
like, oh, the light is so bright.
That's kind of pretty. Yeah, not pretty. It's kind of beautiful. It feels like the visitation dreams where it was like a gold glowing, but it's
Yeah.
just so intense. What does that mean?
For it to have woken up her cousin too, though,
Mhm.
both of them, that I don't know. I like the theory that it's her guardian angel.
Yes, but
I think that's lovely. But it's strange. Why does it visit her all the time in the middle of the night?
I don't know. That kind of freaks me out because
That part was weird to me because in all the guardian angel stories that we read before, it wasn't like they were visiting all the time. It was just kind of like they were there in the background just in case.
in times of need is when they pop out.
Yes. But this one is like on the regular, she'll see in the middle of the night this bright light glowing at her.
That is really interesting. But I don't feel scared. I don't feel like worried. It's just
Yes.
kind of like, oh, okay. Bit of sleeping mask, I guess.
Very interesting. On to the next. This is also from comments from Jason. I got lost in San Patricio County, Texas, on my way to my grandma's house in Orange Grove, Texas. San Patricio County, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, so sorry. The county is the spot where the first woman was ever hung in Texas. It was around 3 a.m. and my GPS stopped working. I had to do a U-turn on an old 2-lane road and it sounded like a swarm of electric beasts surrounded my car. The sound came out of the ditch onto the side of the road. I sped up and tried to leave the area. I drove faster and faster and rolled up my windows, but the buzzing, which was not like a normal bee buzzing, continued to get louder, even with the windows rolled up by now. I kept speeding down the road and the sound slowly dissipated. When I finally made it to my grandma's house about an hour later, she told me about Patricio County and the lady that was hung. This story is 100% true.
That scares me, but that also reminds me, sorry to get off topic, there was one time where I was driving home super late at night. Like, I made it home at like 6:30 a.m. I was driving alone and I was getting kind of tired and I had to go on this dark, creepy road to make it back to the highway. I don't know why, but I ended up making a wrong turn and I came to a dead end and I was so tired. But it got so dark and I just felt like I wasn't alone. And like nothing.
Like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes. Yes. Not a car light in sight. It's like probably 4 a.m. at this point. That just put me back in that moment of just being like, oh my God, get out. And to this day, I don't know why I felt so scared, but it was like as soon as I made that turn, I instantly felt heavy. I felt like I wasn't in the car alone, and I was just like,
before you realized it was the wrong turn?
Mm-hmm. As soon as I turned, I was like, I'm terrified. And I don't know why.
Oh my
but
gosh.
But it scared me so bad.
Maybe you turned down the 11-mile road.
Oh my gosh. No. But
Buzzing. That was weird. It was like an electronic. It wasn't just like bees buzzing. It was kind of like an electric buzz. Like an electric ringing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And it came from the ditch and just surrounded his car.
I would take that as my sign. I am not supposed to be there, and I'm not going back. No. I'm not welcome.
Especially if the county supposedly has some like spooky like aura about it.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
That is really creepy.
I'd be scared. Anything in my car at night just kind of it adds an extra layer of fear.
We've
for me.
established this. Yes.
I know. As I said before, we are a people of fear. It just it's like embedded in our DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so our next one comes from Phoenix by email.
Cool name.
Love the name Phoenix.
Have you noticed that so many of the people that follow us or write into us have really cool names?
Yes.
What is that?
Just a bunch of cool people.
I know. And names I had heard, obviously, but I'd never come across a person named that. And I'm always like, look at you.
I like it.
I do too.
So Phoenix says, "Hi, I watch your YouTube video every Monday morning with my cup of coffee. It's become a start of the week ritual for me. I love your content and how you present it. Plus, your room decor is so cute. Thank you. I have ghost stories to share. I'm not really sure where to begin, so I figure I should just start at the beginning. I had my first ever odd thing happen to me when I was in elementary school. I'd say 10 or 11 years old. My twin sister, little sister, and I were all playing with our Barbie dolls like we did most days. I had placed my doll onto the bed and covered her up, like I've done hundreds of times before, but this time, the freaking doll's head turned and looked at me. I swear to God this happened. It was on its back with its face pointing towards the ceiling, and then its head slowly turned to my right, its left, and pointed right at me. I stared at it for a second in shock and then freaked out. My twin sister and I buried it in a huge crate of crayons we had, but that wasn't good enough, so we threw it around until its leg came off, and then into the trash it went. I was terrified. I feel like you shouldn't disrespect a haunted doll.
About to say. Oh my God.
They're just like, get it out of here. Oh, ugh. Yeah, that scared me. Haunted dolls. Something about it. We haven't done it yet because honestly, I'm a little afraid. I'm a little afraid of haunted dolls. And there are a lot of dolls with stories that, like, just researching them, they'll haunt you.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a little hesitant. It's on our list. It's coming, but that's why it's taken so long.
I was just about to say, aren't we going to do haunted dolls?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not ready because that just freaked me out real bad.
I could picture it. We used to play with Barbies all the time and just
brats.
laying it down like, hey, bedtime, Barbie, and just slowly turned and looked at you.
I punched it immediately. Done.
Punched the Barbie in the face.
Yes. Snap the head off. There you go. Problem solved.
Oh, they took its leg off, so.
That's not enough. All the limbs. Drawn and quartered.
You're absurd.
That's so scary.
The second thing I ever had happen was when I was 11 or 12 years old. I had gotten up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, and as I'm in the doorway of my bedroom, which opens into our kitchen/dining room, I see an old man standing by the L corner of our counter. His back is kind of to me. He's facing the counter where our coffee machine and toaster was. Then he turns. He turns and looks right at me. He's also kind of see-through. I stand frozen, then turn and run back to my bed and hide under my blankets until I eventually fall back to sleep. I still need to pee, but there was no freaking way I was going back out there. I was going to say, when I have to pee in the middle of the night, that's the worst. How many times have I just said, nope?
I don't.
Hold it.
I don't.
Because coming across an old man in my kitchen looking at me.
I'm going to say something controversial. Something about old people in scary movies. What's that clip? Where the woman is sitting there in the diner eating pancakes or whatever. She's like, how far along are you, sweetie? And the girl's like, oh, I'm 20 weeks or whatever. Oh, you and your husband must be so excited. And she's like, oh no, he's gone. I don't have anybody. It's just me and my baby. And then she's like, your baby's gonna burn. And then crawls up the side of the wall.
What are you talking about?
Someone has to know. But there's something so sinister.
Is it from a movie?
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe a show. I don't know, but I've seen this clip on TikTok. And then also The Visit with the two grandparents.
Where it's not really their grandparents?
Because you look at grannies and grandpas, you're like, they're a comfort.
Comforting.
They're
Yes.
a,
Everyone loves their, most people love their grandma.
Yeah. if you're so lucky. But there's something about.
They're sinister.
Yes, it's like, because you don't want that and you
It's
don't
kind
expect
of caught off guard,
it.
like kind of like children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. If it's a 20-something, a 30-something, 40-something, okay, fine. But if you're 10 and under or like 70 and over, stop. Please. Oh, it really freaks me out.
Yeah, me too. Me too, honestly.
You need to look up that clip.
If you find it, show me. If anybody knows in the comments, let us know what that movie's from. Because that, I don't think I've ever seen that, and I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
Chills. Oh my gosh.
So they go on. After that, I didn't have anything strange happen to me until I was in my 20s, married with a baby and living in our first house. It started off with just the basement lights. My husband worked in the afternoon until around 2 a.m., so I was home alone during the evenings, with just my baby all week long. At first, I thought it was just one of us turning on the wrong switch when we need to turn the outside light on. They were both on a double switch, making it an easy possibility. But after the basement lights being on several times, when I thought they hadn't been, I started making sure they were off. My old basement had large windows in it, so the only time you would need the lights on were at night. Unless I need to switch the laundry out after dark, or I need to get something from the basement, the light didn't need to be on at all. Anyway, it just became this thing where I was at home alone at night. I knew the lights were off in the basement, but then I'd walk into my kitchen and see the lights on through the open basement door. I'd turn them off again, and it would happen again, sometimes the same night, or the next day it would be on. It got to the point that I would unplug the fluorescent lights from their outlet so they couldn't possibly be turned on by the switch by accident. Even though I was positive I hadn't touched the switch and would have noticed the light turning on, I decided to be extra sure it wasn't me. It happened a lot less after that, but they would still be on from time to time. Unplugged. I'd always try to rationalize it, but I knew that something weird was going on. I didn't go in the basement at night if I could help it. The thing is that I never thought of our basement as spooky or anything, and it did eventually stop. We ended up moving our master bedroom into the basement for about 3 years because we need the 2 upstairs rooms for the kids. We moved to a bigger house about 10 years ago, but oh boy, did the really strange things start happening to me there in that basement.
No.
And in this new house.
No.
I feel like this is really long, so I'll break it into parts. You guys are awesome. Bye. Leaving us
Hello?
on a cliffhanger.
That's it?
That's it.
Phoenix. I was like getting into it. I was like, oh no, like it's ramping up. Okay, but if we're stuck on a cliffhanger, my solution, the highest electricity bill you've ever seen in your life. I'm not turning any lights off.
All lights on at all times?
All lights are on at all hours of the day and night.
Okay.
Because you're not going to get me.
And
Lights
then they
on.
all start turning off.
I don't know. Okay. Then you move.
Moving your bedroom down into the basement after that's happening, it feels like a power move to me.
Horrifying.
You're like, okay, you're going to mess with me? Now this is my room.
I live here. I don't know. Basements in general freak me out. Like that one story that we had where the thing was in the basement. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Where they were sleeping in their bed and the thing came running and like touched the bed and the door slammed and they couldn't get the door open.
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember it being the basement.
Oh, well, maybe I was just envisioning Ryan's uncle's basement because that's like the scariest thing to me.
Mm-hmm.
They had an unfinished basement for 2 years in a row that we went
And it
there
was just
during summer.
spooky.
And we slept down there. No walls, but there was a bed. And it was concrete floor, cold, dark,
Yeah.
no blinds or shades or anything, just a big sliding glass door. Horrifying.
A sliding glass door in a basement's kind of scary to me.
Horrifying. Very
Just
scary.
windows or glass or anything in a basement, like to be able to see out.
So basements in general freak me out.
Yeah. We would love to hear the rest of this.
Yeah, please.
So whenever you get the chance, Phoenix, please send it to us. By the way, thank you everybody so far. I don't think we've said thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for sending all of these. We love them.
It's crazy that we've gotten so many now. We used to be like, please send the video or those stories. And now we're getting so many. And it's like, I'm so
It's
excited.
exciting. So on to the next one. So our next story comes from Aylin. I believe I'm saying her name right. If not, please correct me. It's Aylin. She is a listener. This came by email. Hi guys, love the podcast. I would love to share my personal experience with the paranormal, as I've experienced a lot. My mom and I lived in an old apartment building in Oslo, Norway that was built in the end of the 1890s and survived World War II. From the hallway, you can overlook the whole apartment. My bedroom to the left, living room and second bedroom in the middle, and the kitchen and bathroom to the right, all having heavy old doors that would make a loud sound when opened and closed. My bedroom had 2 doors, one to the living room and one to the hallway. My mom and I always felt a presence in the apartment, but this wasn't new to us as we've lived in haunted places before. My mom had 2 radios on at the same time on the same channel when getting ready, and the radios would turn on and off or change channel at the same time. This would frequently happen when rap or hip hop was playing and swapped to classical music. Bottles and cups would move on the table in front of us. and I could feel someone touching me now and then. I would describe the touch as a feeling of soft kitten fur on bare skin, but somehow the sensation was underneath the skin as well, if that makes sense. I like how it's like, get this hip hop off, turn on my classical music.
I know, it makes me feel like it was someone from a long time ago.
However, this wasn't the scariest thing I experienced in this apartment. One night, my mom went to bed early with our family dog, a little chihuahua. I stayed up till 10:30 p.m. and closed the doors to the living room and my bedroom doors. At 11:15, I was still half awake and jerked to the feeling of being watched. I looked toward the door to the hallway and saw it open, and our dog standing there watching me. I thought this was strange, as I didn't hear the doors open. Got up and picked up the dog, asking him how he got into my room. That's when I saw the living room door closed as well. Tried to open it really carefully, but as expected, it made a huge bang. My mom's bedroom door was closed, and I opened it and she was sound asleep. I left the dog with her and went back to bed feeling strange. The next morning, I asked my mom if she let the dog out last night, and she said, no, I've slept all night and he's been with me the whole time. I still get chills from this, as I then felt like it wasn't my dog, but something that appeared as him.
Stop. That's not where I thought this was going.
A month after this, my cousin and her psychic medium friend came over. He hadn't heard anything about our apartment or experiences. When he came into our apartment, his face fell and paled. He said after a while, I'm sorry I have to say this. Your apartment is haunted. There's a man walking between your kitchen and the apartment next door. He's got a connection to the old woman living there. And the master bedroom to the left has something non-human in it. I'll leave the story here as I have a lot more to share. I'll let you know that I have never played with the Ouija board or anything similar as I'm too scared. My mom did a lot in her teens and she's scared she's being followed by something. Got more haunted stories, UFO sightings, dreams coming true, and ghosty visits in my dreams. Hope you enjoyed my story. With love, Aylin.
Why is everybody like going like, here's a little taste, I'll give you more later?
I don't know, I kind of like it. Like amps up the suspense. But that one scared me.
Me too.
I was in a coffee shop putting this together and literally had to stop and pause and was like looking around at everybody because at first I was like, how did that dog open her door and close the other doors? Like, how did it get through two doors and open them and get to her room?
My thought was, oh, okay, that's kind of scary. Like a ghost opened a door, but then feeling like it's not your dog. And then the person saying non-human. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It is not where I thought that was going. It made me feel very...
yes. I knew that one would get you because anything pets related, especially a creepy pet or pet.
My dogs seem to know... Well, one of them, because one is an angel. Petey is a complete angel and does nothing wrong ever in this life. Piper, she's an angel too, but she does some wrongs. I still support her and love her. Every time I have to be at home alone and sleep alone, if Ryan is somewhere off doing something, she gets up in the middle of the night and barks like something is right outside my door. Every single time.
That's so creepy.
Every single time. And it'll be at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
At least you know it's your dog.
But now
you're going to be thinking, what if it's not?
Yes.
So our final story comes from an email from Brandi. Hi, Macy. My name is Brandi. I'm the pink-haired McDonald's girl from the YouTube comments. I've got quite a few ghost stories. I guess I've had a haunted life. I'm not sure what has contributed to this. I know both of my grandmothers have seen ghosts, and my aunt used to play with Ouija boards with her friends when she was supposed to be babysitting me. I don't know which story to start with. I'm turning 38 soon, so even though I have quite a few stories, it's not like it's something that happens all the time. These have been over my lifetime, which I feel like that's kind of
common, yeah.
How it works, yeah. Like even you said like, I don't have very many experiences, and then you realize it's like, oh, like these have kind of accumulated over my time here.
Yes, I list off like 18 things that have happened, and I'm like, but I have nothing happening.
One of my earlier memories of a ghost was when I was a small child, probably 8. I remember not being able to sleep at night and just laying there awake staring at my TV screen, which was off, but the way it was set up, I could see in the reflection out into the hallway. So I'm laying there, wide awake. Then in the reflection, I see a lady peek out around the corner like she was trying to peek in my room. There is no way she could see me or know I was watching through the reflection. I just pulled my covers up to my nose, then a pale, skinny arm poked out the hand pointing towards the bathroom door. I just pulled my covers completely over my head and didn't go out of my room until I heard my mom up the next morning.
I literally just almost threw up.
Your eyes are watering.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry you had to endure that, especially at 8. I can't imagine.
I didn't even catch the age. I'm 25 and I'm crying. Oh my God.
This was around the same time on another night. I was in my room and I hear our front door slam shut. It was just me and my mom living there. I was terrified. I thought she had left me there. I ran out of my room to go with her, only to see her stomping through the kitchen towards me. She immediately wanted to know why I was slamming the front door and that I had better not been outside. I told her I didn't do it. I thought she left and slammed the door. She acted like I made it up, looked out the window, and told me to go back to bed. So what slammed our door?
I'm not a parent, but if I was a parent, I would have to blame it on my kid and be like, nope, you're lying. You did it. Get out of my sight.
Just to save your
For me.
your mental state?
For me, yes.
Yeah.
For me, because if they came to me and was like, no, I was coming to see if it was you. No, you didn't. You're lying.
I
This
would
is
be
not
like,
true.
Come with me to my room.
Oh, no, I
We're
can't.
hiding out together.
I can't let myself get that scared. I can never be in charge of anyone.
No. So as I was telling you before, my aunt used to play with Ouija boards very casually. So naturally, I got one too. Toys R Us, $12. Got to be 21 to drink in this country, 18 to die for it, but only 8 and up to summon the devil.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious. My aunt had played Ouija so much, I kind of thought they were moving the planchette just to freak me out. My uncle would get it out to try to learn things about the historic home they had bought. Then he'd ask the ghost where it was in the house while we were talking to it. One time he asks if it was behind him and it said no. He says, behind Brandi? And it went yes. He was like, do you like her? It moved off and then back onto yes, which is creepy, but still not sure if he's just messing with me or not. More stories on that house later. But anyways, this is why I wasn't taking the board serious at this point. However, since I had seen weird things before, I would not sleep in the dark. My mom had a dimmer dial installed as my light switch so I could dim the lights. Also, the switch would sometimes dim and brighten the lights with no one near it.
See, I love the thought of having dimmers because most of the time I don't like the big light. I like lamps and things.
Yeah.
But if it started moving
On its own? Yeah.
I can justify the light turning off. I'm like, oh, power surge. Oh, whatever. But if it's moving up and down, there's no way. There's no way.
That'd be really scary. So I go back home after staying with my aunt and uncle. I'm like 15 at this point. My closet door will not quit popping open. I close it, sit back down, and it pops open again. The dang thing would stay shut all day too. After a couple of times of the door doing that, I finally go over and pull my Ouija board out of it.
Oh no.
The closet. I sit down on my bed. You're not supposed to play it alone. But it's just a game, right? 8 and up? I get it out and sit it on my lap. I start asking questions. What do you want? Nothing. What's your problem? Nothing. I'm not supposed to be doing this alone. Is this what you wanted? Nothing. Who's in there? Kurt Cobain? Elvis? That would be cool. You're not that cool though, huh? Nothing. I sit there and wait. I'm just like
haunting it.
Oh yeah. I'm getting anxious. I know what's gonna happen. Okay, you're not real. Either that or you're weak. All you can do is pop open the closet. A closet of a small teenage girl. What are you even doing in there? You're a creep, huh? Cool. If you can't talk to me, then leave my door alone. Then I throw the board back in the box. Yep, that's right. I didn't tell it bye. I threw it back in the box and back onto my shelf in the closet and slammed the closet door. It didn't listen to me though. That night when I lay down to go to sleep, the closet door pops open. So my mother answers phones all day at her job. So that's one thing she doesn't do once she's home. All calls were screened via our answering machine. The next day our phone rings. The answering machine picks it up. White noise, static, and a gravelly, garbled voice is on there. The only intelligible words were, "I'll get you, bitch."
Macy.
Then it disconnects.
Macy.
My mom freaks out.
Stop. My hand just got cold. It just got cold. Oh my God. My heart literally just took a screenshot. My hand got ice cold and then started sweating.
When I first read it, my entire body went numb. She was taunting it the night before.
It's like, yeah, I'll get you. And? Anything else?
Then it disconnects. My mom freaks out. She wants to know who I made mad. I told her I don't know who that was. It's not a lie, right? I don't know who it was. And it's not like she would believe me anyway. I called her for that tape. I wanted to send it in to you. Unfortunately, she threw the answering machine away long ago. I'm kind of glad. I believe you. No, I don't know that I want to hear it myself. That is so scary.
I'm 50-50.
Like, you want to hear it?
I want to hear it just to see, but I feel like if I did hear it, I would actually, I talk about oh, that made me want to throw up. I think I would throw up on the podcast.
Yeah.
It would be a disaster. We'd have to cut to blank screen.
Soon after, I started seeing shadow people. Maybe from the doorway I left open. Maybe from my closet, since there seems to have been something going in there from the beginning. But not long after, I jump awake in my room. It's leaning over me. My lights are dim, but this shadow person was leaning over me while I was sleeping. When I open my eyes, it jerks back and drops down to the ground. I sat up in my bed and looked down. There it was, crouched. I watched it skitter away towards my window. I have never woken up with one doing that ever again. I see them occasionally, never close, always peeking. So maybe don't play with Ouija boards, or at least follow the rules while playing. Crawling across the floor back to her window.
I'm literally crying.
This is one of the scariest stories I've ever heard.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. This is the worst thing I've ever heard. I think this will be our last episode. I'm retiring. It's been a great 1 year. Brandi.
Thanks. Hope to maybe hear that one on the pod. Here you go.
Thank you.
I have more about my aunt and uncle's house and more crazy, creepy, unexplainable things. I know you want to hear, but I don't want to take up all your time. Thanks again, Brandi. I will do an entire Brandi episode. Tell us everything. That is probably one of the scariest stories I've ever read.
I don't think I've been trying not to curl up in a ball on the pod anymore because people have started to say like, oh, I'm in a ball. It's happening again. We're talking about scary stuff again.
Just in time.
We got lighthearted for a while. We had some good episodes, some fairies, some,
Yeah.
I don't have words.
That last story was really dark.
I could handle it until when she looked and it was there still. Like he was hiding.
Like it didn't just go away when she woke up. It was still there. And it crouched down on her ground.
I'm genuinely terrified. I'm not kidding.
I know.
I'm not joking.
I know. I can see it.
Cut the cameras. I'm not joking. I'm scared.
I like to read these stories and look at you because your eyes will start to water. You get really scared and you start to like well up with tears.
Palate cleanser, happy story, anything?
I don't have one. I'm sorry. That's it.
Thanks. Where do we go from here?
You know what? Ugh. It's the perfect time.
I haven't missed it, but I've missed being scared on this couch.
I know. I kind of got tired of you telling me.
Well,
here you go. Thank you, Brandi, for assisting me.
We started out like hard with like demons and blood and exorcisms, and then it was like fairies and myths and legends and
you told me we needed a break. I go by what you say.
Which I guess the fairies weren't that light, but still.
All of these were really creepy, though.
To be honest, I don't remember a single thing we've talked about until that story.
That one really got to you.
I've blacked out, yeah.
We appreciate everyone being with us here today. I hope that all of you are as freaked out as Natalie. Thank you to everyone who has written in the story, everyone who has given us these stories to tell. We wouldn't be here without all of you guys. We really appreciate it. Keep them coming. ghostespod@gmail.com. Let's see if we can get Natalie to quit.
Thanks.
Just kidding.
Thank you.
I'm totally kidding.
Oh my God. Y'all are going to drive me over the edge. Thank you, I think. I like to be scared. It just not in the moment.
Looking back, it's like, fond memories.
Haha. But right now, I don't feel good.
No, I'm not looking forward to going to my car. No. Honestly. Like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you haven't already and share this video with anybody else who enjoys a good spooky story. We have a lot more coming. We're doing something a little special for October, so keep an eye out for that. Also, keep an eye out for our merch. We're trying our hardest to get it together. If you're on podcast, leave a 5-star review for us, please. Let's go pray.
Yeah.
We'll see you next Monday.
Goodbye.